A man was walking home at 2 a.m. when he saw a strange figure dancing erratically under a streetlight. The man had an unnatural, frozen grin. At first, he seemed harmless, until he started following, dancing closer with every turn. Then, he stopped dancing, and suddenly sprinted toward him. Terrified, the man ran to his apartment, barely locking the door in time. When he looked outside, the smiling man was standing there, grinning, before dancing away into the night. Creepy, right? Want another? The locker that shouldn't open. In an old high school, there was a locker at the end of the hall that had been sealed shut for years. No one knew why, just rumors about a student who disappeared long ago. One night, during detention, a student got dared to pry it open. With a crowbar, they finally forced it open, and a wave of cold air rushed out. Inside, there was only a single, dusty notebook. Flipping it open, they saw the first page. If you're reading this, it's already watching you. Then, the lights flickered, and the locker door slammed shut on its own. Rush hour madness. He didn't remember why he started running, only that he had to keep going. Cars screamed past him on the highway, horns blaring, tires screeching. He weaved between bumpers, jumping medians, sprinting up on ramps and down exit lanes. Drivers shouted, but their faces were a blur. The city pulsed around him, endless streams of headlights and brake lights. Every turn should have taken him somewhere new, but it was always another highway. His legs burned. His breath came in ragged gasps. And then he saw it. A massive semi-truck, barreling straight toward him. There was no time to move. And just before impact, everything went silent. He was standing at the start of the highway again. Fresh legs. Clear breath. Rush hour raged around him. And he started running. Again. The hallway that never ends. A student was running late to class, dashing through the empty halls. They turned a corner, but the hallway seemed longer than before. No matter how fast they ran, their classroom door stayed far away. They stopped to catch their breath. The hall was silent. No footsteps. No voices. Just endless rows of lockers. Panic set in. They turned to go back, but the way behind them had changed. The lockers were rusted, the lights flickered, and the air felt heavy. Then, from somewhere down the hall, they heard footsteps. Slow. Getting closer. And a voice whispered, "You're late." The return of Zeus. The world had long forgotten the old gods. But Zeus never forgot the world. One night, a violent storm rolled over the city, thunder shaking buildings, lightning splitting the sky. People panicked as the power grid failed, plunging everything into darkness. Then, from the clouds, he descended. Golden eyes crackled with electricity. His armor gleamed with the storm's fury. Mortals stared, frozen in awe and terror, as Zeus stepped onto the tallest skyscraper, raising his hand. "The age of men is over," he roared. "The gods will reign once more." Lightning struck, and the world bowed.
Hello, party peoples! Just a quick update for you before we get back into these stories. The latest episode of Enclave Makes Me is up on my YouTube now. And if you get a chance to go over to my TikTok, you'll see that I've posted on there as well. The last thing, let me know what you guys think of the shorter story format, where I get to do more than 3. I can do a lot more shorter stories this way, so if it does better, I'll just do this from now on. Alright, let's get back to these stories!
The substitute. One morning, a high school class had a substitute teacher no one recognized. She was pale, spoke in a slow, quiet voice, and never blinked. The class felt uneasy, but no one said anything. Halfway through the lesson, a student raised their hand. "Miss, what happened to Mr. Daniels?" The substitute tilted her head. "Mr. Daniels won't be coming back." After class, a student checked the office to ask about her. The secretary looked confused. "We didn't send a substitute today." The next day, Mr. Daniels was back. When asked about the sub, he just frowned. "There wasn't a substitute," he said. "And that wasn't my lesson plan. Want another?" The hidden room. A couple moved into an old house and noticed a strange draft coming from one of the walls. Curious, they knocked and heard a hollow sound. After some investigating, they discovered a hidden door behind the wallpaper. Inside was a tiny, dust-covered room, completely untouched. In the center sat a small bed and a single, yellowed notebook. Flipping through, they found childlike drawings of a family, with an extra figure scribbled in the background of every picture. On the last page, in shaky handwriting, were the words, "I hear him at night. He wants me to let him in."
Alright, that'll do it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned to the next one. Peace!